What up guys, Ryan Knight from my Night Vlogs channel doing the review of the brand new QR-1, the quadcopter from Traxxas. I gotta say, I love this thing. It's a lot of fun. It's really fast. Moves in any direction, any axes. Even has the bonus of doing flips and rolls in any which way that you want. That's really cool. There's nothing else like this on the market without getting silly on the price point. It is from Traxxas. Traxxas is a car company for those of you that know anything about RC, but for those of you that don't, just filling you in. This is a hobby grade RC. Little parts on here that can and will break are replaceable. And while I'm talking breakage, I will say that in the half a dozen or so packs I've got through this, I've crashed it. What the hell? Oh, right. Haha. A lot. And it keeps coming back for more. Great little quad. I will say, I cannot recommend it for people that are brand new to the RC world unless you're dealing with an extremely careful young person or an extremely careful grown child. I can't put it any simpler than that. It's not really, it's geared towards the new RC aerial enthusiast, but it doesn't really cater to them. If you've never flown an RC before in your life and you just want to get it up and do rolls and flips, you're going to spend a lot of money breaking parts just to do what you want to do. Having said that, if you really want to spend the time on the ground, hovering, learning the basics, forward, backward, left, right, and you're going to be really careful, or the person you're buying this as for a gift for as a person is really careful, then by all means go for it. It's durable. It's small. You can fly it in a lot of very small places. I've flown it in some very small rooms. I can't recommend starting out that way, especially if you're new to the hobby, but it is possible and you can do it. Apartments, living rooms, things like that, it would work well then. If I had to give it a rating out of 10 stars, I'd have to give it an 8. Well, 8.3 really, because it does what it is advertised to do. It's very controllable. It is very agile. It's very nimble. You get 2 battery packs with charger, all the included parts and tools you're going to need to get up and running. The only reason I really can't give it 10 out of 10 is just because, well, 2 things really. This controller. For anyone that's not new to the hobby, you're probably going to hate this. It's a little awkward in the hands. Trimming out, if you're new and you've never done this before, you're not going to notice these being in weird places. For those of us that have been in the RC for a minute, it's a little strange. But you do get a cool LCD display and you do get the batteries, and it does run out of the box. Noisily so. 2.4 gigahertz, you get the short antenna, so that's really nice. It can also grow with you a little bit. You're starting to learn how to fly, want to do something crazy, start out slow, this will do it. So, but the frame rate is a little on the slow side for me. I'm used to Spectrum style electronics, love them or hate them, that's what I use. They have a better frame rate. There's a little bit of a delay between your inputs and what the vehicle actually does. It's slight, and if you're new to the hobby, you're not going to notice it. If you are let me rephrase that. If you're new to the hobby, you're not going to notice it. If you are not new to the hobby, you will notice it. It's a delay. You tell it to go forward, it thinks about it for a fraction of a second, and then it goes forward. It's kind of annoying, but that's what it is. Take it or leave it. The other thing is the battery. Goes in here. You bend this down, slide it in. Hopefully show up. Connect that red dot with the red dot on the battery, plug it in and go. But before you can do that, you gotta charge the battery. It only has a USB connector. If you don't have a laptop, how do you charge it? There are USB wall charger adapters, but would have liked to see Traxxas include an actual wall adapter. That would have been really nice. Gas for everything. Would I buy it again? Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is a ride. It's so much fun. For new pilots and even skilled pilots, you'll appreciate the small size, the maneuverability, the tricks and the stunts, and just the all fun factor is just off the charts. They kind of market it as the new to the industry types, if that makes sense to you. And if you're new to the industry, you might not ever really fly this thing professionally. So take it for what it's worth. So yeah, it's held up well. I got some nicks in my blades, I've had some good crashes and a lot of fun, and hopefully more fun to come. That's all I have to say on that. Take care, guys. Till next time.
Ow!
How'd that
it
feel?
hurt.
Scale from 1 to 10.
Well, like a 2, but still.